Okay, call the meeting of the DeKalb Planning and Zoning Commission for Monday, June 6, 2022 at 6 p.m. We do not have the chair or vice chair here tonight, so we'll have a nominations and election for a chair for this evening. So I'd entertain a motion for anybody to nominate a chair to run tonight's meeting.
I'd like to nominate Trixie O'Flaherty as temporary chair.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Stoker, first by Becker. Any other nominations? Seeing none, roll call on the nomination for Trixie O'Flaherty for chair for tonight.
Becker?
Yes?
Pena Graham?
Yes.
Stoker?
Yes.
Wright? McMahon? Maxwell? O'Flaherty?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay.
Or sorry, we have quorum.
Motion passes, yes.
Okay.
And we have a quorum. Yeah.
Okay. So do we need to do roll call?
Yes,
Okay.
let's do that.
Secretary, would you call roll, please?
Becker?
Here?
Pena Graham?
Here.
Stoker?
Here.
Wright? McMahon? Maxwell? O'Flaherty?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. First item, we all got the copy of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions that need to be made to tonight's meeting?
I would accept the agenda as presented.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Seconded by Graham.
Voice vote,
Voice vote?
yeah.
Yep. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those, same sign. Motion passes. Let's move on to the approval of the minutes from last meeting. What date was that? From May 16th, 2022. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections that need to be made to those minutes? If none, can I get a motion to pass?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes as written.
Can I get a second?
Second?
Voice vote?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those, same sign. Motion passes. This is the public participation portion of the meeting for items that are not on tonight's agenda. Is there anybody in the public who would like to speak? If so, please come to the podium, state your name, address. Nobody wants to make, if there's no member of the public wanting to make a presentation, then we go to our public hearing. And so I'll give that back to Dan.
Yeah, it's you can go ahead and read the hearing, Chair.
Oh. A petition by NewMed Partners LLC for approval of an amendment to ordinance 2021-015 to extend the time limit to July 1st, 2023 to obtain a state-issued cannabis dispensary license for the property located at 818 West Lincoln Highway. Yeah.
So my name is Jim Hughes with Next Generation Development. I'm part of the New Era group and have been for some time. I've been back here a couple of times, unfortunately, to see everybody. We are still in the holding pattern with the state. They did issue about 180 licenses 2 years ago through the lottery system. And as soon as they did that, the people who did not win those lottery picks sued the state. So right now, it's before 4 separate judges, one of whom just ruled to allow the state to go ahead and issue the 180. So we're hoping, now the 180 we did win 2. One is in the Chicago district and the other one is down in Danville. We have partnered with a number of the groups in this lottery so we could expand our percentages here, if you will. We are still very, 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 I almost said high, we are still very positive about the location and about DeKalb, and to that point, we have been paying Mr. Finn monthly rent, and that kind of shows how much we believe in the location and in DeKalb. We ask that you could give us an extension, and we think there's going to be movement in the next couple months on the pending suits, and that we can hopefully move forward, but as you know, with the state of Illinois, you never know for sure what's happening. I stay in touch with Dan every month or every month and a half just to touch base, and with Bill, and we will continue to do that. And as I said, we would look forward to seeing if you would be so kind as to extend us for one more year, and let's see where we go here. We're all ready to go. We've got the management people set to go. It's just the state can't get out of its own way, very candidly. So that's what I got.
Okay, Dan?
Yeah, as Jim mentioned, a little background on the site. They got a one-year, originally in 2020, and a one-year extension last year due to COVID and this, a few lawsuits at the state level. And as mentioned, the recent good news, Cook County Circuit Judge lifted the stay on the licenses. Hopefully that will open up the, I believe it's 180 or 185 licenses.
185, yeah.
There's always a chance for additional lawsuits, but they're asking for another year, so that should give plenty of time to get the process going and hopefully issue a license to the applicant, which would be great for the city, something we very much supported in the past. And as you mentioned, they've been paying the lease for that space at the Junction Shopping Center since they originally came in. So we'd recommend approval. We haven't received any written public comments on the matter. So the recommendation is to approve. And as with the approval last year and the year before, we approved the Exhibit A, which shows a tenant space in there, and then Exhibit B notes, which we recommend again to be part of the ordinance that requires, once they obtain their license, to build out the tenant space within 6 months, and also be required to obtain a security plan approval from our police department prior to occupying their premises. So we'd recommend a full approval, and there's sample motion in your packets.
Okay. Is there anybody from the public who would like to make comment on this item? Okay, well, we'll close it to the public, open it up to the commissioners. Any discussion needed?
So I have a question.
Sure.
So you said that in the pending ladder, you have the two sites, one in Cook County and one in Danville. So is it?
Danville, yes.
So you have to wait for
You have to wait.
this to get settled and then we can get?
No,
try to-
you have to, the state is divided into districts or zones, and they have particular amounts of PICs that go into each one of those zones. So we have to get one in the DeKalb area zone. So that's how they kind of even out the playing field. if
And
you will.
DeKalb zone is pretty much DeKalb County west
To the river.
and then northwest Illinois
Yes.
generally. Yeah, it doesn't go east. We're pretty much,
No, you are about the eastern.
yeah,
edge
probably the
here.
largest county population-wise in that
Right.
district.
Right.
So no, I'm just curious then, so if this lawsuit's settled, then does the permit get approved or?
No, then they will go into another lottery and perhaps pick
Okay.
one. Or what we've done in the past, if somebody in that magical 180 has one in the area, we've partnered up with groups as well to come in and do this.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of increases the opportunity.
So if someone else won one of the licenses for our general district
For your district.
and was having a difficult time getting their plans for their
Maybe they
area
don't,
approved.
maybe they don't have the right location, or maybe they don't
Funding or
have the
something.
right management or the right staff, so we've
So you'll
gone in.
partner up and
And
promote
we've
it.
partnered up, yes, and they can sell their license if they want to as well.
Any idea, as you've been talking with the state, for the next round of licenses, how many they're looking at?
I don't know.
Not- no.
Anything I would say would be speculative at this point.
I think within the state, that's probably true too.
Yeah, I don't think they know.
Right.
They don't
Okay.
know.
There isn't anything else that we want to discuss. Can I get a motion
Sure.
on this item?
I'll make it. Based on submitted petition and testimony presented, I move the Planning and Zoning Commission Recommend to the City Council approval of an amendment to ordinance 2021-015 to extend the time limit to July 1, 2023, to obtain a state-issued cannabis dispensary license for the property located at 818 West Lincoln Highway in the tenant space shown on Exhibit A and subject to the conditions listed in Exhibit B.
Okay, motion made by Becker. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Stoker. Roll call?
Becker,
Yes.
Pena Graham,
Yes.
Stoker,
Yes.
Wright, McMahon, Maxwell, O'Flaherty.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
Two things real quick. Mr. Finn has been a delight to deal with. He's a character. He's a delight to do business with. And secondly, I wish I would have known what your gas prices are out here, because I wouldn't have filled up in DuPage County before coming out of there. Thank you very, very much. Have a great
Surprising.
evening.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good.
Okay, Dan, are there reports that you would like to share with us?
We have a little short discussion on the comp plan update before any reports. So we've discussed the comp plan quite a bit. We didn't update the text or anything, but we did a few changes in the mile and a half area, which I mentioned. We took some time to look at the zoning in the county. Again, within a mile and a half of the corporate limits, we have some planning jurisdiction in terms of any new subdivisions, or if there's any zoning changes in the county, they will notify the city, and we do have the opportunity to object if we choose to. So the intent was to just recognize what some of the non-agricultural uses are zoning within a mile and a half, just to get them on the map and recognize them. So there wasn't too many. And what we did is create a second page, because to show the mile and a half, we'd have to shrink down the main map, and it'd be really hard to see. So we have a second page with three insets. Inset A goes to the west of the city. There's the very edge of the city here. And in here we do have mostly there's a subdivision right in the mile and a half that's on Route 38. It's unincorporated, and the former golf course, Prairie Acres, I can't remember the exact name, but which is closed now. So we're just showing a combination open space ag on that property. The county hasn't, got anything particularly in at the time, but if there's some zoning process required, we'd be notified of it. So we're just recognizing those uses. There's a cell tower down here, which we show the utility land use category on. There's another ComEd facility just on Twombly Road, just west of the city. That's recognized on there. Inset C is the area south of the city. This is the corporate limits here. We have industrial, of course. This is Facebook. This is Gerler Road. Kesslinger is kind of our limits in terms of recommending industrial development or future growth possibly. But the mile and a half does go way down here. So we picked up some county zoning, which we're indicating here and here on Kesslinger and Route 23. This is Whiskey Acres, commercial use. It's a little hamlet or unincorporated Elva with some homes down there in a township office. One thing we do, which you don't show here, is a large solar farm that was approved south of the city by the county last year. I don't know if you recall that. So that encompassed quite a few acres south of the city, so we'll have to I think the plan is to maybe show it areas south of the Kesslinger. We'll show those parcels and have a combination of, we have the transportation utility category. We'll have it in that and crosshatch it with the ag use. So, because I think that development, they have a 30-year lease on those farms. So, and the areas, there's that solar farm just stretched just to the south of Meta site here. So what we'll do there is a combination of the utilities and the industrial development. So That's kind of the plan. I talked to Bill a little bit about it, so that, I think that's how we'll recognize, but that's a change we need to add to the map, just recognizing that special use, which we were supported when it came through the county. The city did support that, so we'll get that added to the map before we get to the open houses. But besides that, nothing really changed within the city limits itself. We just kind of focused getting those 1.5 mile categories on there and researching it through the county and talking to them. So I think, unless there's any further questions, I think we'd be ready to, go forward with, we got a planned, we haven't said it officially yet, but an open house in June 30th and July 14th. Those are Thursday nights from 4 to 6 here at the library.
Okay.
Those won't be a commission meeting, but I was thinking maybe we'd have 1 or 2 commission members at each one of those. We can't go over 2 with violate OMA, so, but that might be nice to have a commission member or 2 at those, just to help when people come in with questions, et cetera, so. But it won't be a commission meeting, so.
Okay.
Sure.
And then we'll have the, as mentioned before, an official hearing in front of the commission. We're looking at August 1st, first meeting in August, and then the council meeting. There'll be 2 after that in August, and they'll be approved, probably first reading, second reading. But that's the general schedule at this time, so.
Okay.
So there's no motion needed, but certainly questions, comments, or
Yeah.
just feedback, and then we can, we'll take the next step and announce the open house probably next week or something, look a couple weeks ahead of it.
Okay.
And
Are there any questions from the commission?
No, I think it'll be interesting to see what sort of response we get to the open house.
I think
Yeah.
You know, what the community input is. I read this once, and I kind of glanced over it again for about an hour, and the key to it that I like is that development is being planned, and is being planned to put a stronger look at the city with the entrance, with the planned developments for communities, with some integrity in the way that we're developing the main corridor. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the community input is on it. I think they'll like it.
Yeah, I hope so. Okay, well, I guess if there aren't any other questions on that, does anybody else have any reports from the commissioners that they would like to present? No?
Trixie's looking at me because I threatened to keep the meeting going.
Yeah. It's not a hearing, but if there's any comments from the public, I don't know if, you mentioned, no, okay. If you- It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Thank you again. Keith Nyquist, 18 Greenwood Court. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to this matter. I was here, I think, 3 meetings ago, speaking about the proposed use for the property. I think the address is 2934 Sycamore Road. Could be off on that, but it's currently the NIU Art Annex building. And I would just like to ask the commissioners to keep that in mind as you are presented with plans in the future, that if history is any sort of guide, it would seem that perhaps a 4-story mixed-use commercial high-density apartment building with granite countertops would be put there, which would have a significant impact on the neighborhood adjacent to it and to the people whose yards that would be looking down upon. And that's why I've been coming to these meetings, just to keep abreast of any matters that's been going on. But that's it, really, essentially. I just ask that you keep that in mind as you go forward and make the decisions you need to make. So thanks.
Sure, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, reports, next meeting, June 21st, that's a Tuesday.
Okay.
We have the holiday on the 20th, so we have 1 hearing. 407 Industrial, J&S Towing applied for special use permit and a variance for a part of a fence for screening for overflow storage for vehicles that are towed and pounded. So they're currently on Industrial Drive. Special use approved about 2-3 years ago, and it's a smaller site, so they need some more room, so they'll be sharing with the existing industrial user on that property, but has a big, large area in the back, so hearing on that for the 21st, and as I mentioned, the open houses, June 30th and July 14th, and we'll be doing notifications or announcements soon, and certainly the commission will be notified, but if it's okay, I'll probably do I think we'll maybe do that if the commission's agreeable, have maybe 1 or 2 commission members at each of those to just be part of the, discussion. So I'll send an email out
That
near
sounds
future
good.
here to get, who's going to be able to attend which one, so.
We can, if we're not coming in an official capacity, we can still attend as a member of the public.
Yeah, just when you get over 2, even at any meeting like that, we don't want to violate the Open Meetings Act, so.
Right,
We'd keep it probably to be safe at 2,
okay.
yeah, per meeting, so.
Okay. There- If there's nothing else at this time, I guess I would like somebody to make a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Okay. First by Becker, second by Pena Graham. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned.